The air is filled with laughter, the clinking of glasses, and the warm glow of candlelight. A grand dinner table is set, surrounded by smiling faces. It's a picture of harmony, a successful, loving family celebrating another milestone. The father, a respected businessman, raises a toast, his voice filled with pride. The mother, elegant and composed, watches over the gathering with quiet satisfaction. The children, each accomplished in their own way, exchange playful banter. But beneath the surface, tension lurks. Forced smiles, fleeting glances, unspoken words. The eldest son, once the golden child, barely touches his food. The daughter's laughter is just a little too bright. The youngest, usually the peacemaker, sits stiffly, avoiding eye contact. A ringing phone interrupts the moment. The father's expression shifts as he glances at the screen. His wife notices but says nothing. He silences the call and continues his speech. Elsewhere, a storm brews, an unseen force about to unravel their perfect illusion. The celebration is over, and the house is quiet. But the weight of unspoken tensions lingers. In the dead of night, a phone vibrates again. This time, the eldest son answers. His face turns pale as he listens, his grip tightening on the phone. Without a word, he rushes out. Morning comes with chaos. News breaks. A scandal tied to the family's name. Headlines flash across screens, whispers spread, and the perfect image they've built begins to crack. The father's company is at the center of it. Allegations of fraud, corruption, betrayal. The mother reads the news in disbelief, her hands trembling. The younger siblings stare at their screens, trying to process what's happening. Then the real shock comes. The eldest son returns home, eyes filled with guilt. He stands before them all and speaks the words that send the family into turmoil. "It's true, and I had a part in it." Silence fills the room after the eldest son's confession. Then, chaos erupts. The father, his face red with fury, demands an explanation. The mother, still in shock, clutches her chest. The younger siblings stare, torn between disbelief and fear. The eldest son tries to explain. He never meant for things to spiral out of control. He was desperate, pressured, and made choices he now regrets. But the father won't hear it. "You destroyed everything I built," he roars. The mother pleads for calm, but the damage is done. Sides are taken. The youngest sibling defends their brother, believing there's more to the story. The daughter, however, lashes out, furious that their reputation is ruined. Blame spreads like wildfire. Accusations fly. Past mistakes resurface. The illusion of a perfect family shatters completely. Then, the father speaks words that shake them all. "You're no longer my son." The room falls into stunned silence. The eldest son stares at his father, his heart breaking. Without another word, he turns and walks away. The door slams shut behind him. And just like that, the family begins to fall apart. Days pass, but the house remains heavy with silence. The eldest son is gone, and his absence is like a wound that refuses to heal. The mother tries to reach him, but he won't answer her calls. The father, consumed by anger and humiliation, forbids anyone from speaking his name. The younger sibling struggles, torn between loyalty and fear of their father's wrath. The daughter, still bitter, focuses on salvaging their family's image. Then another blow lands. The father's company begins to crumble. Investors pull out, legal threats loom, and the scandal refuses to die. The weight of it all pushes him to his limits. One night, he sits alone in his study, staring at a framed picture of the whole family. His hands tremble as he realizes he may lose everything, including the people who matter most. Meanwhile, the eldest son, isolated and ashamed, makes a choice of his own. He cannot undo the past, but he won't run forever. With a deep breath, he makes a call. a call that might change everything. The phone rings late at night. The mother, unable to sleep, answers hesitantly. "Mom, it's me." Her breath catches. After days of silence, hearing his voice feels both like a relief and a reminder of the pain. He tells her he wants to make things right, but he can't do it alone. The next morning, she tells the family. The father refuses to listen, but the youngest sibling insists they meet him. Even the daughter, still hurt, says nothing but doesn't object. That evening, they gather in a quiet cafe. When the eldest son arrives, he looks different, tired, remorseful, but determined. He explains everything, the truth about his involvement, the people who pulled him in, and the sacrifices he made trying to protect the family without them knowing. For the first time, they see the weight he's been carrying, but the father remains cold. "So now you expect us to forgive you?" The son doesn't beg. "Number. But I had to face you, even if you never do." A tense silence follows. Then the mother speaks, softly but firmly. "We're still a family." The father looks away, his pride clashing with the pain in his heart. The siblings exchange glances, unsure where they go from here. One thing is clear. The road to fixing what's broken won't be easy. But this moment is the first step. The days that follow are uneasy. The eldest son keeps his distance, waiting for a sign that his family truly wants him back. The father, though still bitter, struggles with his emotions, anger, disappointment, and a pain he won't admit. Then, the unexpected happens. The company's crisis reaches its peak, and legal action becomes inevitable. Just when it seems everything will collapse, the eldest son steps forward with a solution. He has information, evidence that could expose the real masterminds behind the scandal. At first, the father resists. "You expect me to trust you after everything?" But when faced with no other choice, he listens. Together they take a risk, working in secret to clear the family's name. It's tense, fragile, but it's something. Meanwhile, the siblings find their own way to reconnect. The daughter, realizing she was too harsh, reaches out to her brother. The youngest sibling, always the bridge between them all, finally breathes a sigh of relief. Then comes the moment of truth, the day the father and son stand side by side, facing the consequences together. For the first time in a long time, they are not just a family in name, they are a family in action. The storm has passed, but its scars remain. The company survives, not without damage, but with a renewed sense of integrity. The truth is out, and though the family's reputation will take time to heal, they are no longer running from it. The father, once unyielding, acknowledges his son's efforts. It's not a grand gesture, just a simple moment. A pat on the back, a look of quiet acceptance. But for the eldest son, it means everything. The daughter, once resentful, finds herself laughing with her brother again. The youngest sibling, relieved, watches as the cracks between them begin to mend. The mother, who never gave up on them, finally sees her family together again. They are not the same as before. Their perfect illusion is gone. But in its place is something real, something stronger. And as they sit down for dinner once more, this time with open hearts and no more secrets, they realize this is what family truly means. Even though the crisis is over, the air in the house still carries an uneasy tension. The eldest son and his father may have worked together to fix the company's issues, but their personal wounds remain unhealed. One evening, the father finds himself alone in his study, staring at an old family photo. His pride still won't let him say it, but deep down he knows. He pushed his son away long before the scandal. Meanwhile, the eldest son struggles with his own emotions. He's home, but it doesn't feel like home. He debates whether staying was the right choice. The mother senses the distance between them and takes matters into her own hands. She arranges for the two of them to meet outside the house, neutral ground. A simple dinner, no pressure, just a chance to talk. At first, conversation is stiff. They talk about business, about the damage control, but never about them. Then, finally, the father exhales and speaks. "I don't know how to fix this." The son looks at him, surprised. For the first time, his father isn't barking orders or placing blame. He's just a man, admitting his flaws. The moment is small, fragile, but it's a step. A crack in the wall that's kept them apart for so long. Neither of them knows what comes next. But for the first time in years, they are willing to try. Just when the family begins to mend, another challenge emerges. One that threatens to undo everything they've worked to rebuild. A former associate of the father, someone he once trusted, resurfaces with a lawsuit claiming damages from the scandal. The company may have survived the first wave, but now the legal battle could drain them financially. The father, stubborn as ever, refuses to show weakness. "We've handled worse," he insists. But the pressure is undeniable. Sleepless nights return, and old habits resurface, shutting people out, dealing with stress alone. The eldest son sees it happening. He knows how his father operates, how he lets his pride bury him. This time, he refuses to stand by and watch. "We fix this together," he says. But it's not just about the business anymore. The siblings are also at a crossroads. The daughter, who always focused on maintaining their image, wonders if she's been chasing the wrong things. The youngest sibling, who always played peacemaker, starts questioning if they even belong in this family anymore. As the family faces its latest test, one thing becomes clear. Surviving the scandal was one thing, but staying together through life's storms is another. And this time, they'll have to prove whether they can truly stand as a family, or if they were only ever held together by an illusion. The weight of the lawsuit looms over the family, but the real battle isn't just in the courtroom, it's within them. The daughter, who once cared only about reputation, is forced to confront a painful truth. A close friend, someone she trusted, distances themselves because of the family's damaged name. "People only liked me because of who we were," she realizes. For the first time, she questions everything she built her identity around. The youngest sibling, always the overlooked one, begins to feel invisible again. With all the attention on the company, the scandal, and the strained father-son relationship, they wonder, do I even matter? They start pulling away, shutting out the family in a way no one notices, until it's almost too late. Meanwhile, the eldest son and the father continue their uneasy truce. The son does everything he can to support the company, but when he makes a crucial decision without his father's approval, old tempers flare. "I thought we were in this together," the son says. "We are, until you start acting like you know better than me," the father fires back. Just like that, the fragile progress between them threatens to break. The family isn't just fighting a lawsuit, they're fighting themselves. And unless they find a way to heal not just the tension reaches its peak. The lawsuit, the unspoken resentments, and the weight of their history push the family to a breaking point. The father, exhausted and cornered, faces a decision. Keep fighting a battle that could destroy them financially or settle and salvage what remains. His pride tells him to fight. His family tells him otherwise. "What's the point of winning if we lose everything else?" the mother asks. At the same time, the siblings each reach their own crossroads. The daughter, once obsessed with appearances, chooses to walk away from toxic friendships, finally valuing substance over status. The youngest sibling, feeling unheard for too long, finally demands to be seen and respected. The eldest son, still uncertain of his place, makes his stance clear. "I don't care about the business. I care about us." For the first time, the father listens. He looks at his family, truly looks, and realizes that the battle he's been fighting isn't the one that matters most. The lawsuit is settled. The company survives. But the real victory isn't in business. It's in the fact that, despite everything, they are still standing, together. But one final choice remains. Can they truly start fresh? Or are the wounds too deep to heal? As they sit together that evening, the weight of the past lingers. Then, after a long silence, the father does something unexpected. He apologizes, not just to his eldest son, but to all of them. And for the first time, the family sees hope for what comes next. The morning feels different, lighter. The storm has passed, and for the first time in years, the family isn't just existing under the same roof. They are choosing to be a family.